Served, she'll likely be released from prison in April of next year. Lester?
Ron Allen, thank you. The impact of that massive winter storm is still being felt tonight throughout the eastern half of the country. Maura Barrett now with late details.
Tonight, millions recovering from a cross-country winter storm that brought out nearly all the elements. Snow and intense ice in the Midwest causing a pileup of more than 100 vehicles.
We're asking everyone to avoid the area. Please do not travel unless it is emergency.
That road now open after part of it closed for nearly 24 hours. More travel delays in Indiana after a semi-truck crashed. In Alabama, wind whipping into 3 tornadoes, gusts up to 100 miles per hour, uprooting trees, smashing trailers.
First thing I started hearing was like a train coming across. So I got behind my chair and beside my bed, hiding and everything else.
Damaging winds reported across 11 states, 60,000 homes without power, and heavy rain putting 10 million people under flood alerts as ice jams threaten the Northeast. Wind alerts and winter watches are in effect tonight. Snow squalls projected for the weekend across New England may impact travel as visibility could drop near zero. Lester?
Now, good shot of the city behind us here where the Bucks play. 24 degrees for us right now. The temperatures are going to fluctuate a bit over the next few days. And we do have some really chilly air that rolls in early next week, so prepare yourself for that. But as we look at the weekend, one thing you notice is that the temperatures in many places across the plains of Midwest really pump up. So look at this, Sunday at 61, 64 degrees on Monday. After that, definitely getting a lot cooler, just 23 by the end of next week. So this weekend, with the jet streams kind of parking itself a little bit farther north here. We've got plenty of the country that's feeling the effects of warm air. It's really the Northeast and then the northern states. That's kind of it as far as the cold air goes. As we go early next week, now we're carving out a little bit colder air across the west, still across our northern states, whereas now portions of the mid-Atlantic in particular start to warm up here. As far as the divide across the country, it's there, that's for sure. You see a lot of yellow and orange on the map indicating where it's mild. You see a lot of blue and purple on the map. Bitter cold returns for us. And even some of us just single digits for highs. As we're getting closer and closer to spring, the temperatures are going the wrong way, right? In comes that surface cold front. Next thing you know, near record cold temperatures highlighted in white on the map here. That'll include especially Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, northern Minnesota in particular. How about your numbers on Sunday? 30s and 40s, and then comes the really cold stuff. These are high temperatures. 1 in Rapid City, 4 in Bismarck. Temperatures single digits in places like Great Falls on Tuesday. That cold air reaching far south Denver at 11 degrees. Then on Wednesday, some of these cold temperatures go all the way down to, say, the I-35 corridor, Oklahoma City to Dallas. High temperatures, mind you, not low. High temperatures, 24 in Oklahoma City, 36 degrees for us in Dallas. That is a shock to the system for sure. You take a look at the low temperatures, as you might imagine, following suit, even colder yet, right? Some places here, double digits below zero. Rapid City, 14 degrees below zero. Here, your temperatures going into Tuesday morning. Arctic blast is certainly there, and that cold air on the move. Wednesday morning, 20 below in Rapid City, down to 13 in Oklahoma City, 21 in Roswell, New Mexico, temperature of 11 degrees in Kansas City. So you're going to be cranking the furnace here to get the chill out of the house here. Dallas, amazing contrast in temperatures. Check this out. 60s, 70s, 80s on Monday, and then this from 72 to 36. We're just going to cut the temperature in half from Tuesday into Wednesday, staying chilly for us on Thursday with temperatures only in the 40s. So the average high is 62, and if you average this out, you'd get about 62. But boy, going from one extreme to the next, Alex, is rough.
Yeah, one of those tricky times where better. This was Thursday on Germany, where this ferry was being battered by these waves. And you're like, gosh, that makes me nervous. Well, guess what? Then the water crashes right through the window.
Yeah, we kind of still framed it for there so you can see what happened. That's what the boat looked like afterwards.
Nope. One person was injured. Luckily, that's the extent. It's a Lion King boat, too. Interesting. A little ferry here in Hamburg, Germany. And can you imagine, though, just trying to make your way to work and then finding a giant wave come through the window?
No way. Or maybe driving in this.
Yeah, the blinkers, the four-ways, they were on in Eupora, Mississippi on Thursday as the torrential rain came down.
Can't see. You can't see but maybe 50 feet in front of you, right? storm caused some flash flooding in this area as well, and that's what ended up happening in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, some street flooding because of the heavy downpours. It was something we were talking about yesterday. You know, you get these big downpours out of these storms, and just too much rain in too short of a period of time leads to water in those low spots on those roads where you've got the pavement. You know the deal. Every area has those usual suspects when it comes, but always got to be careful driving in the water. All right, let's talk about the severe weather that we did have out there. On top of flooded streets and treacherous travel, Winter Storm Miles left a trail of damage in parts of Alabama. Here, the severe side of the storm sparked up a few tornadoes. In Leeds, Alabama, you can see all of the tree debris left behind. Our storm tracker Charles Peak was out there capturing the scenes, but some large tree limbs coming down scattered across roads and neighborhoods, so cleanup underway today. And look at what happened across the South. Plenty of storm reports, a few tornado reports. Luckily, we weren't looking at a major tornado outbreak, but plenty of severe weather, plenty of wind damage. That really was threat number one and the biggest concern going into yesterday. And sure enough, that's what we had from parts of Louisiana and Arkansas through Mississippi, through Alabama, even into North Georgia, and then throughout the state of Tennessee, particularly Middle Tennessee up into Kentucky. Some of those wind reports as well. So a lot of trees down, and power outages have been an issue as well in many of these communities. In the city of Cottondale, had a report of road and street flooding like what we saw in those videos. Some roads were closed, unfortunately, because of that flooding. And look at the rainfall totals. You know, as expected, a lot of areas found themselves at an inch or less, but within those storms, we saw plenty of totals in the 2 to 3 inch range. Even some areas, the yellow, that's where you exceeded 3 inches. And of course, a lot of that coming down just within those storms, so leading to all those flooding problems. City of Utah, pine tree was uprooted, fell onto a home. So again, the tree and wind damage that we saw. And in Leeds, we just showed you the video there. Highway 25 was blocked by trees down because of that possible tornado. National Weather Service, of course, out there surveying the scenes. But it wasn't just the stormy, warm side of this winter storm, Mike. We had plenty of snow to talk about, too.
Oh, you better believe we did. Check out these scenes brought on by Winter Storm Miles. A blustery, windy, snowy here in central Illinois. This is what it looked like in Champaign. I mean, just a rough go all around, that's for sure. 33-mile-per-hour winds during the height of the storm. Higher gusts reported, but whew, would you want to be out in that? No, thank you. Maybe just look at it from the warm comfort of your living room and the fireplace, right? Then farther north, the snow arriving just in time for rush hour in Chicago. This is what drivers had to face heading home on I-55 near Joliet. No fun here either. Again, poor visibility. Road doesn't look that bad, especially if you can keep your tires on the pavement there, but boy, the visibility is pretty poor. And if you happen to get your tires off into the snow there, we've all done that before, right? Just gets a little slick and there's like this second or two where you're like, it's like kind of a bit of white knuckle drive, right? Well, let's show you what Winter Storm Miles has done for us. You know, we've had power outages that have been plentiful, unfortunately. You take a look at a place like Pennsylvania, our power outages basically going up last night. Then you take a look where we stand right now. The biggest power outage is still in Pennsylvania, but a good number in West Virginia, New York, Maryland has got a high number of power outages for us right now. So ultimately what we're looking at here for many places is a storm that's wrapping up, a storm that's ultimately on its way out, and maybe giving us a chance to catch our breath for just a moment, right? Here are some of the storm reports that we had. 61-mile-per-hour winds, by the way, at Bennington State Airport. That's happening in New England. And then in Shadyside, 65-mile-per-hour winds. So we had a big system that swung on through. And you may not have even had those in thunderstorms or necessarily in the teeth of the snow, but we just had a very large synoptic scale wind event. There was the snow that came on through, numerous reports, and these are the blue dots that you see on your map here, numerous reports of high snow. Some of the totals through Kansas, double-digit snows are very common. Even work your way down towards, say, Marshall, Missouri, over 9 inches of snow falling for us. In Illinois, a foot of snow happening for us. Pretty impressive stuff there in Monito.
Let's get to that massive storm now. Storm system sweeping across the eastern part of the country. There was snow in much of the Midwest, heavy rain from Illinois to Tennessee, spot flooding in parts of the South. Our Dylan Dreyer is here. Dylan, what more can we expect from all this?
Well, it's a quick-moving system, but it's going to hit hard through the night. We have winter alerts, wind alerts, flood alerts. We could see gusts up to 65 miles per hour up and down the East Coast. We have had torrential downpours falling down through Kentucky into Tennessee. We've had tornado watches, even some some warnings down in the southeast, and that's going to be the case through the night. In dark orange there, that's where we do still have the chance of seeing some severe storms tonight, gusts as high as 75 miles per hour and large hail. We can't rule out tornadoes either. The storm will continue to move east. In fact, by the time we get into tomorrow morning, mid-morning or so, the whole thing will have cleared the coast. But on the back side of it, it's cold enough to produce perhaps 6 to 8 inches of snow, especially through upstate New York, and then temperatures will tumble on the backside of this storm.
All right, Dylan Dreyer, thanks very much. Just